Interesting matchup in its own right, but Darkseer can definitely put some pressure on this lane. I think it's actually an okay matchup, especially with a support Ogre in the jungle, stacking, pulling, working some of that efficiency.
Yeah, so Jug is in a bit of a situation here. He's kind of sitting around, and then
Son of a
Miracle
bitch.
dies.
Alright, that's a very early kill on the Dusa. Only level 2 on the Tiny.
Trying to go for a kill on this axe.
His value is in these early fights where he has significantly more HP than a lot of these other heroes. Now Medusa tossed back in the mid by Tiny. Miracle on the run. Forced to go for some extra points here in the mana shield, and I think he survives. Nope, tossed back up. Has a stick up in 2. Can't quite get it in time. Jules now on his way in. Maybe a counter kill onto Nana. He's slow. He's got the damage, and Jules will make it a 1-for-1. But if only he could have gotten there a little faster, maybe they could have set up that kill with the Dusa still alive.
Well, what do you know? He's got a bit of...
They have Axe, and they won't be able to commit for it. A lot of damage exchange in the bottom lane, but still no kills. It is Axe racking up the last hits, though. 41 CS in 5 minutes. This is actually incredible for the Raging Potato.
Oh, and Raging Potato just falls to the Jug. Okay. That is not ideal for him. Jug is now... he's fine with this lane. In fact, if you look at net worth, he's sitting...
they're like almost leveled out.
With the Axe almost, yeah.
Yeah, meanwhile in the top lane, Wenn getting dove. Does he live here? Yes. No, he does not. The Wall of Replica comes down, and Ion Shell helps secure the kill. Easy one there for Bokerino.
Yeah, okay, so... yeah, I was right. So it does do 4 damage instances.
Something like that by the time it's delivered. He's doing a lot of damage. And even Darkseer already, Bokerino's put out a lot with his Wall of Replicas. Been using them very aggressively. The Ion Shells will see an initiation on Axe. Raging Potato survives the combo, but now there's another rotation coming in. Jit does have himself the Omni Slash. That's an odd-looking mechanic there, but he does get the dunk on the Tiny. It's a 2-for-1. An okay-ish setup for Mineski. Not ideal, but they do kill the Tiny as it's going down.
Yeah, I'd say the Tiny dying there is a quite important thing, but he's already got his dagger, so it doesn't really hurt his farm too much.
Okay,
and true. Then any gold that they may have got from that kill is immediately lost, because it would obviously be unreliable gold, so it's not that good, I'd say.
Yeah, Axe, I mean, he was pretty much dead there no matter what, so happy to at least get a kill before going down. Secures his Blink Dagger, which he was on the way back home for anyway, or I guess the courier probably would have brought it out. Up top now, initiation onto Jules, follow-up from Nana, the Blink brothers. Coming in and finding a kill. Ogre, usually pretty tanky, but won't survive against that.
Yeah, he's fallen over, I'll admit. So now they're trying to get to work, he's just going to run off. Oh, no, he's going to stay... just in range, but
Jug needs to be a little careful here. The Potato catches him. A lot of damage inbound. He does not have his ult. Axe pump fakes his ult. Not wasted. Actually gets a spin before he can use the Calling Blade.
So this is kind of going to work out for like a support for a carry and a tier 1 for tier 1 if Mineski still want to stick around, but I really think they need to take this tier 1. Otherwise the amount of map control they'll lose is not really worth even the trade.
Uh-oh, Ogre, he wants to go back to farming in the top lane. Nana tosses him back in. Back-to-back deaths for Jules. Inbound, Wisp Ball's not hitting him, but the Tiny will. Club to the face, and Ogs McGee falls for the 2nd time in a row. They will get this tier 1 down bottom, though it looks like Glyph used. Bokerino.
They're gonna wait around. They have a Darkseer. Well, there's no reason for them not to.
I think this is you leave the Tiny, and Wisp comes back. Yeah, Tiny's gonna TP in. And they'll try and sort of take a fight. He's going to tether up to the Siege Creep. Now the stun from Sand King, not enough. And now it'll probably cost Sand King his life. Slam dunk for the Raging Potato. Easy 2 for nil. They'll move into the tier 1 tower. The rest of WG.Unity in full retreat. Jit headed for the hills. Tiny gets a combo on Ninja Boogie, blinks out. And
Tiny was so close to having his blink cancelled by Darkseer's Iron Shell there. I think if Darkseer cast Iron Shell, which he had it up on the Wyvern, they would have killed him there. But
tier 1 tower
that's all
now,
hindsight.
Glyphed up, and this will be a freebie for Mineski.
Jug is getting gone on.
Oh, yeah, they catch
Jug
him.
is going to Omni, and that's backfired quite hard. That's massively ambitious from Raging Potato.
Yeah, all they needed to do was get the tower and back up. I was just going to say that opens up the jungle. Now they can start to hunt. Axe was already on the hunt, on the fast track for that hunting license.
Yeah, so Miracle picks up the phase boots. I really want them to see get the Dragon Lance, and then... okay, Nana's getting gone on.
Yep.
Wyvern's gonna fall.
Gets the combo. Maybe they
He's
can still
being
find
kept
this
alive
kill.
by Wisp. He's still got another urn charge.
Haste it up.
The healing ward as well. Yeah, there's no chance he's dying here.
They don't have the damage. Sit back and fights. Mobility and positioning is one of the hardest parts about this hero, and I think having that extra range, all those extra stats definitely bodes well. Juggernaut maybe in some trouble here. He's got a Yasha and drums. He's pretty fast, but Axe will catch him before he can spin or Omni Slash. Nice setup and a nice clean kill from Mineski. Another slam.
They need to turn this into a tier 1. They need to turn this into a tier 1. And if Wyvern can defend the tier 1 middle, that's even better. But I don't think on third. He was sitting at like 6th at like 10 minutes in, but now he's doing a lot better.
Up top,
Tiny's
Axe
getting an
goes
AC
in.
though.
He goes in hard on Nana. Winter Wyvern on the way. Bokerino there. Wall, back. They'll get off a Winter's Curse. Not going to do too much damage, but it will lock them down. They'll try to finish off the Wisp. No relocate out. It works out like a charm. Ninja Boogie sees the play before it happens and allows his team to grab a 2-for-0 up top. Great TPs in. Good initiation from the Raging Potato. Seemed a little aggressive at first, but the team was there to follow up, and they made it work.
Yeah, that was a very good move. That they just go racks. I think they can just be content hitting the tier 3, and there's not much to dissuade them.
And they still have the Aegis, so pretty safe here. I think a fair bit of time left on it. Yeah, about a minute and a half. They'll go in. They'll catch Nana. Almost set him up for dunk range. Axe needs to get in. He doesn't quite have it yet. 10 seconds. Now Sand King reinitiates. Tiny does have a buyback, and he may need to use it here. Wants to hold it as long as he can. Now he pops it. Enchantress spawning in about 2 seconds. There is no Omni Slash for another 25. Mineski start to back out.
They have Aegis on Axe. They can turn this.
They certainly can. Winter's Curse on Zaki. That'll lock the Wisp down. Set him up for a follow-up kill, perhaps. When decent epicenter, but I might not find any kills. Ninja Boogie survives through it. Gets off the Cold Embrace, and now Bokerino going blow for blow with the Tiny. Gets the wall down before he dies, and he might not even die out of this. Axe will finally lose the Aegis, but it'll cost WG.Unity a couple of their heroes. Now buybacks coming from Sand King and the Wisp.
Tiny's dieback to SK and Wisp need to get something done here, otherwise this could be just game.
Look at that gold exchange.
If not
nearly
game,
5k. Into Manta, into Diffusal, and he could have done that easily, but he stopped off for this Sange instead, and it just hasn't provided him anything. They haven't really gotten much fighting value out of it. It didn't really help his farming. At least if he had the Manta Diffusal, he could try to hold the Miracle down, but here we go. The fight breaks out. They lose Enchantress straight out of the gate. Raging Potato taking a lot of damage, but Winter's Curse breaks it up. Wen's already done everything in the backline. They get a couple of petrifications, complement of the Dusa ult. Great synergy there as now Nana just gets destroyed. No buyback on the Tiny, nor the Enchantress, and I think WG.Unity on their last leg, unable to get even a single kill in that team fight, as Mineski just tanked through it and do a lot of return damage. Oops, stun on the Raging Potato, but again, Cold Embrace to kind of break it up. Now multicast onto the Sand King. Miracle chasing the Wisp back to the well, finds the kill there, sets up the dunk for the Sand King, and now Jit, the lone survivor, slowed down, silenced. He will live, but it does not matter. GG's called. Mineski takes game 2 in this elimination series. That'll make it 2-0. WG.Unity eliminated. That means they are secured 4th place here in the Mr. Cat Invitational. They are in the money, but the lowest of the money. Thank them for their participation. Mineski moving on to the lower bracket finals, where they have X.